Mornings on 2 is hitting the road for a zip trip to Santa Clara.
Oh my God. You can only get this sauce at this place. I found the right spot.
Santa Clara could be home to some of the tastiest food and drinks in the Bay Area. Sal just couldn't sample them all. He'll share some of his fantastic finds, including a beer slushie. Hitting the high notes while finding a good book. When you can't go to the library, the Santa Clara Library comes to you. Step inside the bookmobile and the special driver that might make you want to sing.
Not at all.
Not at all. You want to
No.
take a stab?
No.
Let's see.
You're our youngest hope here.
A Mornings on 2 favorite, taking a look at just how much people in Santa Clara know about their city. You can test your knowledge too in Zip Trip Trivia. Hold on tight. Mornings on 2 takes you on a zip trip to Santa Clara. And welcome to Mornings on 2, the 9 Zip Trip edition. You are looking live inside the Levi Museum, which has got all the memorabilia from the 49ers going back years. We're going to check in with Frank Malco a little bit later for more on what's happening inside this location.
And a sport of a different kind. Talk about holding your breath and making it look easy. We are live with the Santa Clara Aquamaids, artistic swimmers doing things we can't even dream of doing. Santa Clara is all about possibility, and it's a reality this morning. It's our next zip trip, and it finds us right here in the South Bay.
Oh, yeah, and you know, the weather is perfect today. It's sunny out. I would love a dip in that pool right now, just like those swimmers are doing. But it's fantastic out here. We're at the pavilion here at the park in the city of Santa Clara, and it is going to be a fun-packed show for you with varying degrees. We all talk about Silicon Valley when we talk about Santa Clara, the city of Santa Clara, but there is much more to this city than just the Silicon chip.
Right. Tech is part of the story
Yeah.
here in Santa Clara. We have the whole family out across this gorgeous city of Santa Clara. We are showing you where to go have some fun, where to go eat. I know Claudine Wong got a prime assignment. You're with some pretty incredible athletes, Claudine.
Yeah, this is amazing. I mean, how often do you get to stand by an underwater window and check out incredible athletes? You may have known this sport as synchronized swimming. It's called artistic swimming now. And these are the Aquamaids, where the International Swim Center, we'll be talking to them coming up because this program has sent 24 athletes to the Olympics. It has multiple Olympic coaches. What a very cool sport. We're having such a good time out here talking to these folks, and we can't wait to share it all with you guys. It's going to be a very fun morning out here in Santa Clara. And Frank, you know, I know you've been busy as well, checking out all the ins and outs of Santa Clara. Really an amazing city and a gorgeous day out here this morning, Frank.
Well, it is gorgeous, but we're inside the bowels of Levi Stadium here in Santa Clara. Actually, we're inside the museum. By the way, check this out. You remember the catch with Dwight Clark? That's the actual ball from Montana to Dwight Clark way back in 1982. And as we pan up, you'll see the number of footballs thrown to Jerry Rice for touchdowns, some 206. If you've never been, this museum is amazing. It's a must-see during the football season. We'll take you on a bit of a tour. There's a Hall of Fame wing that is out of this world. We're going to talk about the 49ers Foundation as well, their charitable arm, helping out youth not only in Santa Clara, but all around the Bay Area. And did you know 2 of our governors, recent governors, actually are graduates of Santa Clara University? Who are they? It's all coming up in our Zip Trip Trivia segment, but we got more to do here. I got to look. I'll catch you guys later.
Awesome. Frank, I think I know one of the governors. I'm not sure about the others, so we'll catch up with Frank in a moment. But look, I remember when Levi Stadium came to town, and that was a huge deal. And now for some people, even Levi's doesn't feel that new. Trust me, there's a lot that's new in this town, but there is so much that's old, and old in a good way. So come with us back on a look back on the very beginnings of Santa Clara. The South Bay city of Santa Clara is in the heart of Silicon Valley. It has centuries of history, dating well back before it became the epicenter of the semiconductor chip industry. In the 1700s, the Ohlone people called the valley home. Soon, Spain began colonizing California and would set up Mission Santa Clara in 1777. Over the next 80 years, the land would trade hands between Mexico and eventually the United States, when California became a state in 18 1850. Just a year later, in 1851, Santa Clara College was established on the old mission site. Santa Clara University is now the oldest university in the state. The city was incorporated the following year on July 5th of 1852. At the time, Santa Clara was filled with orchards. The abundant crops were shipped across the country on the newly finished Transcontinental Railroad. At the start of the 1900s, just 5,000 people called Santa Clara home. The population would stay relatively constant until after World War II. Then came the 1950s, when a new product, the semiconductor chip, was invented. The Santa Clara Valley became Silicon Valley, and the silicon chip and electronics industry took off. The city is now home to brands known worldwide, such as Intel, NVIDIA, and Advanced Micro Devices. Generations of students have traveled to Santa Clara for school field trips and summer fun at California's Great America. And more recently, Sundays during the fall, Levi Stadium has become home of the 49ers, hosting the Super Bowl in 2016. The stadium is set to welcome a worldwide audience in 2026 as one of the host stadiums during the Men's World Cup.
So we've gone from orchards to the silicon chip as one of the main drivers of this region. And joining us, someone that has a long history here in the city of Santa Clara, is Mayor Lisa Gillmore. Thank you so much for joining us, Mayor. We appreciate it.
I'm so happy that you're here. Welcome to Santa Clara.
All right, so Mayor, for those watching all over the Bay Area that are not familiar with you, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself and your history here in Santa Clara.
Well, I was born and raised in the city of Santa Clara, went to school here, and have seen this city grow unbelievably in the past 60 something years, and had my first job here at Marriott's Great America. Wow. And work here now, and I'm raising my family here.
Yeah. And so for people who think Santa Clara equals tech and really not much else, what do you say to them?
Well, tech came a little bit later, but we were an orchard city. Yeah. We had a lot of orchards, and we were really a nice hometown community. We have a lot of older residential units here. We have residents that have lived here forever. There's something about Santa Clara. When you live here, you want to stay here, and if you leave, you want to come back. It's a feeling. It's not just a city.
All right, so we're still in the pandemic. We're in the endemic of this. And so you have a lot of businesses here, a lot of offices closed down. How did the city make it through the pandemic? How are we doing now with that?
Well, we were very fortunate in the fact that we had built up a really healthy reserve to help us through. We didn't know what we were building it up for, but a pandemic is what happened. So that has taken us through. We took a big hit on sales tax and hotel tax because of our entertainment industry here. We really rely, and the businesses rely on hotels. So that's where we've taken the hit. But we're now seeing our hotels are starting to fill up. There's events at Levi Stadium. Our convention center is starting to get conventions. So we're on the road to recovery.
And you have twin offerings for people. You've got an uptown and a downtown. Tell me what's coming.
It's so exciting. I don't know of any other city that is building an uptown in the related project in Santa Clara across from the stadium, and a downtown. We have a dedicated group of volunteers in the city of Santa Clara that are reclaiming our downtown that was lost from redevelopment in the early 60s. So the downtown is going to give us the nice hometown feel we all love, and the uptown will be there for all the high-tech workers and a regional draw.
And so, Mayor, coming up a little later, we're going to be interviewing the folks over at River of Life Ministries, and they are very near and dear to you. Tell us why.
Yes, in fact, they are our COVID Heroes of the Year for the city of Santa Clara for last year. They have done so much for the community. They feed an enormous amount of people, and they're still feeding people. They fed people before the pandemic, during, and after. I'll tell you, there's such a tremendous need in this community for food and other goods, and they were there to help. And it's all volunteer, and I know you're interviewing them later. You'll get a treat.
Yeah. All right. Looking forward to that.
Mayor Lisa Gillmore of Santa Clara, it's a joy to have you here. Speaking of feeding in a different way, let's talk eating out, dining, right? From street food to fine dining. Sal Castaneda once again drew the long straw. He gives us a taste of the town.
First stop was a real honest-to-goodness donut shop that's been doing it since 1959. Stan's Donuts often has a line, but we caught them in the middle of a weekday so we could get in.
Best glazed donut ever.
They make all the classic donuts here at Stan's, but if you come, you need to get the glazed raised donut. I know, a glazed donut is a glazed donut, right? Wrong. This glazed donut is bigger, thicker, and doughier than the typical glazed donut. Having one feels like a real treat. Those skinny glazed donuts that are popular right now, yeah, this ain't it. Julie Clark says she was raised working at her family's business that was founded 63 years ago.
It was something that, our parents created and wanted to be a part of it and leave a legacy, and loving it.
If you stop by Stan's, you'll see 49ers memorabilia too, since Stan's counts the Niners as one of its loyal customers. Not too far away is 99 Chicken, another modest eatery in a strip mall that is anything but modest on taste. If you've never tried Korean fried chicken, you won't know what you're missing until you do. We walked in and some friendly customers told us what to get.
This is honey chicken right here. And then this is regular chicken, but they also have a combination of different types of chicken. You can only get this sauce at this place. And you have to wear the special gloves to keep your hands clean when you're eating the chicken.
Albert Burks was here introducing this place to his co-workers from the city of Santa Clara.
It's delicious. I'm coming back.
Okay.
Definitely. It's fresh and crispy.
The chicken here is not fried until you order, so allow some extra time for the all-you-can-eat salad bar while you wait. This is what some might call a good hole-in-the-wall place. Speaking of hole in the wall, if you just want a good taco, you can swing by Lupita's Taqueria on El Camino Real. When I go into a taqueria I've never been to before, I like to just go in and order 2 carne asada tacos.
I found the right spot.
Again, nothing fancy, just 2 tacos and an ice-cold horchata. Okay, but what if you do want something a little fancier? I found a spot called Bloom, which is a breakfast and brunch spot. Bloom attracts people from all over the Bay Area, not just locally, thanks to some really good online reviews. You drove all the way from Fremont?
Yeah, because I saw it in Yelp, and I saw the chicken and waffles, and it's a good rating. So my daughter wants it, so she told me, "Oh, Mom, let's try this."
I ordered the chilaquiles, deep-fried organic tortilla chips tossed in fresh chile verde tomatillo sauce with 2 eggs sunny side up. I had a moment with this dish. You can also get croissant French toast or chicken and waffles. These dishes are elevated, better in my opinion, than the average. Owner Reza Mannion says he wants this place to be a combination of all the other good places you've been to for brunch.
Instead of going to one restaurant because you like one thing and maybe another for another, basically what we're trying to do is compose all different types of plates from all over and bring it all to one place, and keeping the quality up and the presentation beautiful. We take a lot of pride in what we do.
Okay, last but not least, when it comes to getting a beer, you want to go to a place with a good selection. I found Bear Bottle Brewing Company, a tap room close to Levi Stadium.
We started in San Francisco, but when the 49ers moved down to Santa Clara, we kind of came along, and it's been fantastic. So we've got our second location down here in Santa Clara.
You can try all sorts of beers here, from light to dark, Pilsners to IPAs. The nice folks here will be happy to set you up with a sampler, and you can also get beer to go. I really like the space here. It's big, so you can spread out. Bear Bottle also serves some wickedly good coffees and some non-alcoholic drinks. And they even have a beer slushie. Now go with me on this. It's beer mixed with fruit juice, and it's very popular on a hot day.
It doesn't sound like you should be able to make a beer slushie and have it taste good, but it tastes good.
I think a beer slushie is what happens when you're like, I'll put the beer in the freezer before the barbecue, and then you're like, I forgot the beer. All right. Great job by Sal, and I love when his picks intersect with yours. We have been asking you in the run-up to today's Zip Trip to send us your favorite spots to eat in Santa Clara, and look at some of the responses. We have Mio Vicino, Holder's Mission City Grill, Sarah's Kitchen, Stan's Donut Shop, and Bloom Eatery and Spirits. And, of course, Sal visited Stan's, and he talked about bigger, thicker, and doughier, which typically, perhaps people don't want to be described as such, but when you're talking about a donut, bigger, thicker, and doughier is exactly what we want.
Yes, check this out. This is a look at some of the tasty treats right here. I could smell it. It smells fantastic. I can't wait to dig in. And our crew, a ton of people behind the scenes here. Some of them are getting a taste of these delicious donuts.
Yeah.
So we'll get to chomp into these a little bit later on today.
Give it a few. I'll mention, if you are in the area of Central Park here, we're in the Pavilion area in Santa Clara. Come on down and say hi. We've got a ton of people sort of in the shade, which I totally understand. There's shade for you here, but we'd love for you to be part of this party.
All right, still much more ahead here on Zip Trip Santa Clara, city of Santa Clara. We are heading back out to Levi's and the Levi's Museum. where Frank Malico, you know, he likes to be in the sports world, and he's going to have all the stats and everything you can see there coming up right after this. Welcome back to Mornings on 2, the 9. We are on Zip Trips in the city of Santa Clara this morning, and you're looking at the Central Park. This is the pavilion area where we are right now. So if you're watching us, we're going to be out here for another 45 minutes or so. So come on down and enjoy your time. We've got some donuts. If they survive, you may be able to catch one of those things.
We have some good KTVU swag as well. To say thanks so much for coming on down and saying good morning. Thank you for waking up with us this morning. We've taken our Zip Trip here to Santa Clara. Of course, Santa Clara now synonymous with Levi Stadium and the 49ers. Our Frank Malico, like so many of us, grew up here in the Bay. And Frank, you're at a very special spot there at Levi Stadium. And, you know, yes, it has to do with X's and O's, but there's a lot more history on display where you are.
You're so right, Gassia. The football season kicks off here in, 11 days, and it's all about the 49ers. But, you know, it really is a 365 days a year program here. And I have Jenny Luke, who is the Vice President of Community Impact. Hello. By the way, she oversees communications, the 49er Foundation, the museum, and fan engagement. You are a busy lady.
I have a very busy team, let's put it that way. Yes, thank you.
I guess so. Well, part of the foundation is helping out the youth, not only in Santa Clara, but here in the Bay Area. Tell us the impact the Niners are having right here.
Yeah, so we are entering our 31st year of the 49ers Foundation, and the mission is to educate and empower Bay Area youth. We do that through a lot of different means, but one of the things we'll highlight today, since we're standing in the classroom, is our 49ers EDU presented by Chevron program. And it's pretty incredible. We have STEAM education programs in the stadium all throughout the school year. Kids are going to start coming back after Labor Day. We're really, really excited about it. Excited to welcome kids back.
And so interactive as well, right?
Incredible. It's incredibly technologically advanced. We're talking science, technology, engineering, math. We talk about, you know, the physics of flight, like how are kids learning about physics through football? How is that going to inspire them to stay interested in STEAM concepts moving forward?
You're also holding a license plate, and if you are a 49er fan, I got to tell you, you got to get one of these. It's kind of been on the QT a little bit, but you're about to let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, exactly. So for this season, we want to challenge everyone to be faithful to the Bay and get a 49ers license plate. You go to 49ersplates.com. You sign up to get this plate. The reason we're challenging you is because we have about 1,500 people signed up right now, and we need to get to 7,500 before any of these are really going to be printed. So we know our fans travel. We know they're going to do the Red Out in SoFi again this year, of course. So, like, let's show up with 49ers plates.
Get a plate for crying out loud.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I might have to jump on board. I just bought a new car. You also have a big function coming up on August the 14th. Tell us about that.
So we just went on sale yesterday with tickets. It's our kickoff for the football year. It's called Players for a Purpose. It takes place right here in Levi Stadium on the field. You can buy tickets to it, and it's an opportunity for all of our players, our coaches, families, fans of the event of the 49ers to get to come out and interact and support the mission of the foundation.
So if you buy a table, you're actually going to sit with a 49er, right?
Yeah. That's the deal. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
I guess so. Well, we're in the bowels of Levi Stadium, and can you just talk about the museum, the Hall of Fame wing? If you've never been, it's like Cooperstown on maybe football steroids, right?
Yeah, it's incredible. So the 49ers Museum is an amazing facility. We have a stadium, you know, that really cares about showcasing the history of the team. Obviously, we're in our 76th year of the 49ers, so all of the history of the team is represented here. We've got our Super Bowl trophies and rings. We've got a video that talks about the history of the team. We've got things about Dwight Clark, 87. I know you were pointing that out earlier. All of our luminaries are captured in here. Our Hall of Fame wing is incredible. We have these life-size statues.
Oh my God.
Of key moments in players' history, and I have to say one of my favorites is Charles Haley, because you come around the corner and he's like about to tackle you, and it's a little scary, but you understand what it's like because it's life size, right? So you have these iconic moments cast in iron, and it's just an incredible thing. And we welcome our luminaries and our legends from the 49ers into the Hall of Fame annually. So we're excited.
I got a sneak peek of that. We hope to give them a tour. Jenny, look, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. By the way, they start playing football in 11 days, but who's counting? Camp will open up here at Levi, and then They open up in Chicago on September 11th, and Garcia and Andre, that is 58 days away, just so you know.
Well, he's keeping count very, very closely. Frank, I wonder, as being a sports journalist yourself for many, many years, and walking around that museum, what are some of the things that stick out to you?
Oh, my God, everything. I mean, as a kid, I grew up in Moraga and Orinda. I used to go to St. Mary's College in the 60s and carry the cleats of the 49ers, Bruce Bosley, Matt Hazeltine, John David Crow. Some of the old guys, I would carry their cleats out from the locker room, and then I'd sit in the hot sun in Moraga for 4 hours and then carry them back. So this runs deep in me, and I'll tell you what, if you're a Niner fan, we'll tell you more about the museum, but you got to come down and check it out.
All right. Thanks, Frank. Appreciate it, man.
Awesome. So when I was a little girl in Livermore, my best friend Jennifer and I got in her parents' hot tub and pretended we were synchronized swimmers. And it's a lot harder than it looks. We could not stay underwater for more than like 20 seconds. However, the people we're about to showcase a completely different story. It's called artistic swimming now. And even the little ones are getting into it. We are featuring the Santa Clara Aquamaids. When we come back, stay with us. A great zip trip here in gorgeous Santa Clara. Plenty of sun, but boy, thank goodness for that shade. We are here live in Santa Clara at Central Park, right in the pavilion area. If you're nearby, if this is your hometown, come on by and say hi. We would love to meet you, give you a donut, give you some KTVU swag, and say thanks for letting us showcase your incredible city. Santa Clara, and Andre, might be one of those places that, of course, we all know it's here, but maybe you haven't actually made the trip to visit, and we're showing you why it's absolutely worth it to do so.
And I think what's so great about this is the trip that you may have made here may have only been a Levi Stadium, but there's still so much here to see, and we're here showcasing all of what the city has to offer here today. It's fantastic. And another thing the city has to offer, synchronized swimming, a show. The Aquamaids, the Santa Clara Aquamaids, they perform here. Claudine Wong, she's been hanging out with them. She joins us now with more on their synchronized swimming moves. Claudine, did you get a chance to practice with them in the pool?
Absolutely not. But it has been a pleasure to be out here. We're at the International Swim Center. There's swimming behind us. There's a competition going on, but we are all focused on this dive pool right here. And the synchronized artistic swimmers is what they're called now in the pool with us. We're joined now by Bill May, who is the head coach of Aquamaids, as well as Olivia Perez, who is one of the athletes in this program. Thanks so much for joining us. This is really an amazing morning.
Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for our practice.
So tell us about Aquamaids, 24 Olympians that come through this program, as well as several Olympic coaches. Tell me about artistic swimming as we now know it, and really kind of how you develop these athletes that start at a very young age.
So our club has been around it'll be 60 years in 2024, and these athletes come in as early as 6 years old, and they go all the way up to about 30 years old. They're working for the Olympics, the national team, but it takes so many years of practice. So they're in the pool up to 8 hours a day, just trying to perfect their skills. And then these athletes actually mature later than a lot of other athletes. So they're in the pool so much, just trying to reach their goals from 6 years old all the way up.
So you told me the average age for an Olympian is about 25, but they spend like 5 days a week in the pool, 4 hours a day, and they start very early. What is the secret sauce to making an Olympic athlete?
You know, the secret is passion and work ethic and hard work, and they just have to put in the hours and work well with their coaches, and then they just move on to national team in the Olympics.
Olivia, you know what that is exactly like because you have been doing this since the age of 5 or 6. So kindergarten, you're 16 now. Tell me why you love it.
Well, it's always just a stage waiting for you out there in the pool. We're always traveling. We're always like in the region, going around the country, and even internationally. Recently, I've been competing with my teammates in Croatia, and we were able to meet all these wonderful ladies, a couple guys.
So at the top of your sport, if the average age for an Olympic athlete is 25, is this the goal now to head there? And how do you plot out the next decade?
I guess just by what Bill said, just like that devotion to the sport. What do you want out of it?
And why does it bring you joy?
Just seeing people just watch you do what you love, because it does take many years to get like very well developed, and you can keep going as far as you want and make the Olympic team and just show it on that world stage.
Incredible. Well, it's been such a pleasure to be out here with you guys. We're going to be showing people all morning long swimming. I know the sport has changed from individual duets to adding boys and men to the program as well. They're telling me we're out of time. I could sit here and talk to you guys all day long. But we are going to keep out hanging out here with these folks because what they're doing, incredible athletes, artistic swimmers, and aquamaids, literally putting Santa Clara on the map for decades. We'll send it back to you guys.
It's such a beautiful, beautiful thing to watch as well when you see them do the sport. Hopefully they make it all the way to the top next time. Yeah, we'll be looking forward to it.
I mean, we could do it full 24/7 on Santa Clara. Yeah. So thank you so much, Claudine. When we come back with an amazing project that's happening right here in Santa Clara, we're talking about dresses, and really it's not just a dress, especially for teenagers these days. It's about feeling good, it's about looking good, it's about doing good in the community, and the Princess Project helps you do all that. Some gorgeous gowns and even better stories to showcase. Stay with us here on our zip trip to Santa Clara.
Welcome back to Mornings on 2 to the 9 Zip Trips. We are in the city of Santa Clara, and you can see some of the lucky folks who came out here to the pavilion here at the park in Santa Clara to watch our show today, broadcasting live. And these lucky few, they will get a shot at some KTVU swag, some of the donuts as well. A lot of excited people out here and a lot of great people. And this is a great community too. I sat out for a while before the show started and saw some of the folks just doing their morning walks in the park. I could see a woman exercising over there right now. This is just one of the beauties of this area.
Absolutely. I mean, Santa Clara really has so much to offer. And I know a lot of people who grew up here in the Bay really have only come to know Santa Clara as tech, because that really is what's in the headlines. But there's so much more that this city has to offer. I mean, our Frank Malicote was out and about. Frank, you were talking to people, many of whom grew up here, spent decades in Santa Clara, and you stumped even them with your Zip Trip trivia.
All right.
Looks like we might be having a problem with his audio.
I'll tell you, the video looks fantastic because those statues there at Levi Stadium look
Can
great.
you hear us now, guys?
Frank was telling me. I got you now, Frank. Go ahead. Tell us about it. You got some trivia.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. We're inside the 49ers Hall of Fame. There are 32 statues, 31 Hall of Famers. You're looking at Bryant Young, the pride of Notre Dame, who just got inducted into the Hall of Fame for the NFL. And this guy, Bill Walsh, I think you heard of him, and another guy named Joe Montana. And I just realized Joe Montana is actually a little bit taller than me. Who knew? Joe, cool, very cool. More on this coming up later, but you're right. We took to the streets here in Santa Clara to find out just what the locals know about their city. Here's your trivia. 2 California state governors actually graduated from right here at Santa Clara University. Can you name them?
Not at all.
Not at all. You want to take a stab?
No.
I'm going to go with one of them being maybe Earl Warren.
Earl Warren?
Yeah.
Wow. Name a couple of governors off the top
Well,
of your
it's not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay, well, that would be wrong.
Yeah, so that's about it.
Who's the governor right now?
Oh my gosh, I am blanking out.
Oh my goodness. Who is our current governor?
I don't know. Who is it?
You don't know who
Who is it? I would think Jerry Brown.
Jerry Brown, class of 59.
Oh,
correct.
really? Okay.
Yes.
And our favorite, Gavin Newsom.
Gavin Newsom.
Yes!
You must know these guys.
I love them.
Within 100,000 plus or minus, what is the median price of a home in the city of Santa Clara?
$900,000.
900,000.
Yes, sir.
Way off.
1 million.
1 million. You'd need a lot more money.
Oh my goodness.
1.2 million.
1.2. You got to go up.
1.4 million.
Got to go up.
1.4.
Maybe more than that.
No way, Frank. I can't afford anymore.
But you already live here.
Okay.
1.5.
Even more.
Holy moly.
1.6 million.
A little bit more.
1.8 million.
A little less.
1.7 million.
Ding, ding, ding. The city of Santa Clara was founded in 1777. So how did it get its name? Well, this building behind me might be your best clue.
Probably from the cool parts of the technology and stuff that come out here.
What was named in 1777?
Oh, that doesn't stop the technology.
Okay.
Get its name.
Yeah.
As far as I know, it's had its name all its life.
Well, that's true, but someone had to name it, right?
Probably they did.
Santa Clara Mission.
You are correct.
I am.
Yeah, you're 1 for 1.
Yeah. Was it a mission?
Mission? Mission what?
Claire.
Mission Santa
Clara.
Correct. All right. You got that one.
Awesome.
There are well over 30 high-tech companies in the city of Santa Clara.
Ooh.
Can you name a few?
NVIDIA.
Ding. Yes.
Let's see. PayPal is here.
I think that's San Jose.
Texas Instrument.
Texas
Oh,
Instrument.
that would be in.
Not on my list.
That would be in Texas, right?
You're our youngest hope here.
I know.
Name one.
I don't know if it's Santa Clara. Is Apple here?
Apple is in Cupertino.
49ers? No, they're not a tech company.
Well, some may think so.
Cisco?
Cisco.
Is Cisco in Santa Clara?
I don't think so.
ServiceNow. Intel.
Wow.
I can
You
name
do live
more.
in Santa Clara. All right, well, there you go. Here's just a few of Santa Clara's tech firms. I added a few here: AMD, Arista, Cloudera, Intel, National Semiconductor, NVIDIA, and Palo Alto Networks. And we have a couple of bonus grads to tell you about out of Santa Clara University. You got to go way back to the 1960s. Max Baer Jr., who, of course, played Jeffro in the Beverly Hillbillies. He was a proud Bronco out of Santa Clara. How about that? Class of 59. He graduated with Jerry Brown. I don't know if they hung out together, but there you go. By the way, Max Baer Sr., his father, was once the heavyweight champion of the world in boxing back in the 30s. And Tony Morabito, I just found this out. He was the original owner of the 49ers when they opened up in the late 40s. He, too, was a Santa Clara grad. So a little synergy as we look at all the trophies, all 5 of the Super Bowl champion trophies here in the museum. If you haven't been, you gotta come. All right, Andre, we'll send it back to you, my friend.
Frank, you always find the greatest little tidbits of information that no one knows about. And by the way, I love that viewer that you spoke with that said Texas Instrument. And right when it came out of her mouth, she knew right away it wasn't it. All right, we asked you for your favorite places to have fun in Santa Clara. Top choices are California's Great America. Then we also have Santa Clara Central Park, Santa Clara Farmers Market, K1 Speed indoor karts. If you've never been to one, they are a lot of fun. And movement, climbing, yoga, and fitness as well.
I like it. I like it. You know, now we're about to talk about something that is the exact opposite of all the pandemic dressing you and I have been doing, right? Leggings, flip-flops, sweats. This is the whole other direction. We are focusing, Rebecca Flores and the Silicon Valley Princess Project. You bring gowns to teenagers here in Silicon Valley who might not otherwise have one for some very special events. Tell me what's the goal of your project?
To provide free prom dresses and accessories to any high school teen that wants one. That's the main objective.
And how do you make that possible? And you brought some of the amazing gowns and some of the amazing teens who wear the gowns here with us today. So as we spotlight everyone who's here in all the gorgeous gowns, you get your gowns in a couple of ways.
Yes, we have very generous donors and we get brand new gowns. We get Nordstrom's, Macy's, Azazi, all a major. Trudy's Bridal has provided us with dresses, and we get, like I said, we get new things as well as some donations from prom dresses from the community.
And so a teenager raises their hand and says, look, I've got a prom coming up and my parents don't have the, $400 or $500, whatever $100 it is these days for a gorgeous gown. Where do you take it from there?
We set up, right now we're currently set up at 950 Monroe Street in Santa Clara. We have at least 3,000 dresses right now from all sizes, all colors. And we're ready to give away to any high school teen that wants one.
And you've been working with Princess Project for several years, and you've seen that moment when the teen tries on that dress and magic happens. Tell me about that.
It's a wonderful experience, and that's the whole reason why I became involved in Princess Project. You get a girl that doesn't otherwise try even dresses on, and you're able to find something for them, and they just cry when they find something. It's just a wonderful experience.
And those high school memories and experiences last forever. So let's skip ahead a few years. So you probably are aware that I'm very frugal. As our longtime KTVU viewers know, I got my wedding dress at the Gunnysack outlet for like $25. The Gunnysack outlet has since closed, but you guys have a sale that's coming up on wedding dresses in particular. That's a screaming deal, and it's a way for us to give back to Princess Project.
Yes, exactly. On August 27th, we're going to hold a bridal sale. This is the first time ever we're doing it because we got a very generous donation of over 500 brand new bridal gowns and bridesmaids dresses. And because of that, we need to raise money in order to help us for all the storage fees that we had to expend during COVID.
And so you're selling wedding dresses for something like $200.
$200.
I know all the info is at Silicon Valley Princess Project online. Rebecca Flores, thank you so much for all the good work you do.
Thank you.
You're changing teenagers' lives one dress at a time. Thank
Yes,
you so
we
much
are.
for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, Andre, it's an incredible project.
It is an incredible project. I was talking to them earlier, and just they were sharing with me how they get help from the community to make this happen, and it's just a wonderful thing. Yeah. All right, so coming up next, we're going to talk library books, but it's more than that. It's about singing, too. And Claudine, she's going to belt out a few tunes, even though she didn't hop in the pool. And let's get back out there to the Santa Clara Aquamaids. They're performing right now for us. Claudine is out there. She'll have much more on that and the Hometown Spotlight coming up after the break.
This guy is fast. Jerry Rice, 20 seasons in the NFL. Everyone knows him as number 80. We've had the pleasure of having him on KTVU Mornings on 2 a couple times in recent years, and let me tell you, he still has it. The speed, the smile, everything. Just one of the amazing pieces of history, football history, at Levi Stadium there at the 49ers Museum. I mean, it's a place where everyone, not even like, the diehard 49ers fan, it's just your casual observer can go and learn a lot and, more importantly, have a great time.
Yeah, and there's plenty there to see as well, especially all the championships the team has won over the years. All right, so when you go to the library and if you start talking or singing...
Trust me, I know.
This is a different kind of library. It's a mobile library, so that makes it different itself, but there is much more to the story. And Claudine Wong is here with more on that. Claudine, tell us about it.
Hey, Andre, yeah, that's a very cool story. I was really excited. Santa Clara has so much to offer, little hidden gems. We're still at the International Swim Center watching these folks in Aquamaids, an Olympic artistic swimming program with like 150 swimmers. This is amazing. It's also amazing, a karaoke bookmobile program that is happening in the city. When we heard about this and heard about this man named Cody who sings his way into the hearts of this community, we had to check it out.
Your YouTube videos are fun to watch.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
If you sit in the bookmobile with Cody, you better be prepared to sing, even if it's just a little.
Watch Zip Trips on KTVU this Friday
at 9.
Nice.
Cody is a senior library assistant for the city of Santa Clara.
Looking for that next dinosaur book? It's right here. Come and get it.
And this bookmobile is a way to share his love for books with this community.
Yeah, exactly. Access is an issue in some parts of town where people just can't get to the library. I think an example is we go to the schools. A lot of those parents, they can't take their children, many miles away to the nearest branch library. We come to their school. They have access to those materials, and it makes their life richer.
How did singing get incorporated into that?
It's funny you should ask that. Shortly after I started, my supervisor called me into his office, and he's like, "Have you seen Carpool Karaoke with James Corden?" And I kind of knew where he was going, and I was like, that wasn't in the job interview. But I think he had known that I could sing a little bit, and he threw it out there, and I didn't even let him finish. I was like, yes, I'll do it. When do we start?
He started in March of 2018. He's been singing ever since.
I'm stepping through the door.
He's always looking for people who want to sing with him.
Get around,
But he'll sing solo.
Because the visions softly creeping.
Where's your singing background?
Shower, at home, bugging my family. My kids are like, stop!
The goal is to put this bookmobile on everyone's radar. And after 5 years, there's no sign of stopping. And when we showed up at Scott Lane Elementary School for a YMCA visit to this bookmobile, it was easy to see why.
They ask us during the week, is it today the bookmobile days?
It is about the books during the bookmobile visits, but the energy Cody brings is a part of that.
That's good, right?
We love Cody.
A little bird told us he may be a softie when it comes to those late fees. But when you see the joy in the kids, it's understandable.
So I like the bookmobile because it's free to rent.
Because there's a lot of books and I love reading.
We get to read books and there's books of movies.
This bookmobile is one of a kind.
Do you know of any other library systems ever anywhere who are doing the same thing?
No, I haven't, but I'm ready for the competition. We'll do a sing-off.
But sing-off or not, you can count on Cody to just keep singing.
What's your favorite thing to sing?
Sing, sing Santa Clara, louder than ever, ever. Forget everything, just sing.
So Cody says, anytime he goes out, he's starts looking around the city of Santa Clara offices to see if anyone will go sing with him. And sometimes they run towards him. I think sometimes they're like, I'm not going to do it. But it's a lot of fun. And sharing that joy, it's really special. I don't think there are a lot of other bookmobile karaoke librarians that you will find around, but you will find him here in Santa Clara. And he's got his own YouTube channel, so make sure you take a look because lots of videos and fun stuff on there.
Awesome. You can hit those high notes, Claudine. I don't think there's anything you can't do.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Claudine.
All right, coming up next, we're going to talk with a very important organization, the River of Life Ministries, here in Santa Clara, the city of Santa Clara, and what they've been doing in this community over the last many decades and even the last 2 years. We'll tell you about it.
Is there anything better than the playground on a sunny Friday morning? There is not. Santa Clara has it all. We've shown you where you can eat. We've shown you where so many people work. We've shown you gorgeous homes. But, it all boils down to this, Andre.
Yeah.
Community.
Yep.
Right? A spirit of community, togetherness. You bring your little one, I'll bring mine. Let's chat. Santa Clara has it all.
Yes, it does, and that's what the mayor was talking about a little bit earlier today, just about the community that is here, a vast array, vast diverse community here in Santa Clara, the city of Santa Clara. All right, we're going to turn this now to Sam Loeb. He's with River of Life Foundation, and to find out more about River of Life Foundation here, Sam, tell us a little bit about what your organization does.
Our organization is to bridge between the church and our community. We were there to serve our community. We have a vibrant food pantry operation. Right now, we've been serving about close to 16,000 households a month.
Wow.
So you really, and we heard the mayor say this, you really stepped up during the pandemic. I imagine you were helping people who'd never asked for help before.
Yes, absolutely. At the beginning of the pandemic, we were right there in the forefront. We were serving 1,000 families every week with emergency food boxes. And during the pandemic year, we partnered with USDA to hand out more than 10,000 boxes of fresh food during the week.
And so tell us a little bit about the history of your organization, because it does go several decades back.
Yes, the church started in about 30 years ago, and the foundation is about 15 years. And during these 15 years, we've been in the forefront working with the city to serve the community.
And where do you get your funds, your supplies, so you can turn around and help people in your neighborhood?
Interestingly enough, we are 100% donors support. But we do get our food products from Second Harvest and other major retailers in the area.
One thing Mayor Lisa Gillmore was telling me earlier, a lot of people may think of Santa Clara as this tech capital and everyone here, is rich, but it's very diverse, this community. And so you serve this community. And what should folks know about, this community other than what they may think about it naturally?
Yes, everybody thinks that we are right here in the Silicon Valley, we are well off, but there are a lot of people in the community that do need a lot of help. We have, food programs. We have people coming through our line here. The cars is packed, and they do live in the car, and that's what we are doing. we're helping these people.
What's the reaction you get from those people who maybe are living in their vehicles or you know, families with young children at home? What's the reaction you get from the people who need help?
You should see, you know, the gratitude that they have, the tears that they have. We had a program where we gave out household name brand products to people at home. And, you know, we hear testimony, people getting their first piece of furniture in their home.
Wow.
The sofa, you know, the dining table. Things like that.
So it's more than just food. It's more than just food that you're providing to these families in need. Tell us about what else do you guys provide?
Other than the food, we also do household products. We also do, you know, we give out free laptops to low-income family kids, and we also help out during our tax year. We offer free tax preparation program.
Yeah.
Wow.
What you were just describing, and you know, my ears perked when you said like name brand products. So much of what you do, big and small, goes to dignity. Right. This isn't. I'm not giving the food that I wouldn't eat. I'm not donating the dresser that I wouldn't use. It's all about dignity.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what we do.
And what can the community do to help out with your organization as you guys continue to help out the Santa Clara community here?
We love the community to join forces with us, to come and volunteer. Every day when we open up our pantry, we have close to 60 plus volunteers there.
Wow. Wow. That's pretty impressive.
And they're getting the gift of knowing they've helped their own community. Sam Lowe, we could talk for an hour, but unfortunately we're out of time. Thank you so much for all the good work you do right here in Santa Clara.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Continue to do it. Continue to do that work. Fantastic. All right, just want to give you a heads up. In 2 weeks, we're heading to Pacifica, and we want your suggestions about where to go and what to do, and that includes taste of the town and where you like to hang out. So just let us know by going to ktvu.com/ziptrip for that.
And so Pacific is up next, and we are asking for your suggestions. Point us in the right direction, and then stay with us, because don't you worry, East Bay, we have you covered. July 29th is Pacifica, but then August 12th, we will find you in Dublin. August 26th, we are spotlighting Martinez. It's a full summer of KTVU Zip Trips. The whole family's out here in Santa Clara. It's just been so great to be able to focus on some of the not so well-known parts of this gorgeous South Bay, Silicon Valley city. I mean, you know, there are people who say, oh yeah, my parents bought their house. You know, Claudine, you grew up here in the Bay as well. I love the stories when people are like, oh yeah, my parents bought this house for $85,000 back in 1978, right? That's the kind of story we'd love to hear.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, it really is amazing. And I think it's amazing to grow up here this whole time and then really get a chance to look at programs like Aquamates and realize the hidden gems that are here and the amazing work that's being done. I mean, you talk about these athletes and this coach, Bill and Olivia, the athlete with him, and the 150 swimmers that come out of here, and the Olympic athletes that come out of here. You go and you visit the bookmobile karaoke librarian, and you realize that there's so many reasons why the residents who live here love these communities so much, and for all the reasons that we don't see on necessarily the big headlines, but the reasons that make this community home.
All right, Frank, we want to check in with you finally over at Levi Museum for, look where you're sitting. Tell us a little bit about that. We'll finally check with you.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out with my two favorite defensive tackles, Hall of Famers, Leo Namalini here to my right and Charlie Kruger to my left, both played in the 50s and the 60s. All I can say is if you're a Niner fan, it's open on the weekends. You got to come down to the museum, and the Hall of Fame is out of this world. And once again, Niners open 58 days from today at Chicago.
All right.
Just saying. Back to you guys.
Frank Malika. Frank, thank you so much at Levi Stadium. We appreciate it.
I don't think Frank's coming back to
I
the
don't think so
station.
either. Look comfortable there.
I think we've lost him to the Niners.
Yeah.
But look, thank you so much for joining us on this zip trip to gorgeous Santa Clara. We're going to stay and play here in Central Park.
We'll be here for a little bit.
If there's any donuts left, maybe we'll have to split one. Thanks so much for joining us, Santa Clara. You are shining this morning.
Take care.